How are you?
I'm doing good myself. I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm good too. Trying to
Yeah. How's your
post
week
this thing.
been?
My week has been okay, I guess. I don't know. I mostly have like mediocre days.
Mediocre days.
I
Yeah.
don't I don't do much.
Yeah.
I draw. I play games. Hold on. I'm trying to tag you on. Okay. Okay, got it. Now we can. Now I can talk. Sorry, I haven't been collabing with anyone for the past year or so, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of awkward.
Yeah. No
Apologies for
worries on
everyone.
that. Yeah. You're from Turkey, right?
Yeah, I live in Turkey, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah. Are are there? I haven't. Most of the streamers I've been talking to, a lot of them are in the U.S. A couple in the UK. You're the first one from Turkey, or I guess like
Yeah,
the other side of Europe. Are there any
yeah.
other like VTubers that are like either
Uh,
from Turkey or like from that part of Europe?
Turkey doesn't have a lot of VTubers. I can give like a few hours long lecture on the history of Turkish VTubing, but it's both like pretty grim. The story is pretty grim, and it's kind of traumatic. If I'm being honest, it is kind of traumatic, and it's kind of died out. I kind of started the whole VTubing thing in Turkey
Really, you were one of the
with
earliest?
yeah. I'm like second. The first person was my ex girlfriend.
Oh, really?
We met up. We did our own models. We did everything. She doesn't do streaming that much. Now. She doesn't stream anymore as a VTuber, and I'm just chilling by myself. We
Mm-hmm.
parted our ways. The rest of the situation in Turkish VTubing was just a fad. I think. I guess. I mean, they tried to like get some quick cash. Like I have strong opinions, so stop me if I go too crazy. Um, they were pretty like most. There were like a handful of VTubers in Turkey, and most of them were pretty shitty people. Sorry for the profanity. I don't know if it's okay on your channel or
No,
not.
you're fine. You're fine.
They were horrible people. They used to trace stuff mostly from us.
Oh,
They
like
steal content
a
and
tracing over art, and passing them out
not
off in
necessarily
turn.
art, but stealing content, stealing clothing designs, whatnot. One dude was like, after I dropped this model, the one I'm using right now, about like 2.5 years ago. After I dropped this model, which has a maid outfit, like a maid
Yeah.
alternative on it, that dude decided to do a maid femboy stream, which doesn't fit his team at all. Like at the same day, he streamed the same day as my debut. Yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff happening. They all kind of died out. They're all doing IRL content right now. I'm not gonna
Huh.
give any names. Yeah, they kind of rose up. They kind of got popular, like more popular than me and my ex. We had a small group too.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of got way bigger, but like they killed their own careers by doing shitty things.
Yeah, and now they're like not even VTubing. They're like regular people streamers.
They don't stream regularly. It's just no, they're just nobodies now. They're
Okay,
not active on streaming. They're just living their lives.
so so people tried making a thing, but it doesn't. But because of the stuff that you were talking about, it didn't really like pick up as much steam.
Yeah, I tried to promote Turkish VTubing on like we had a huge project. We even made a VTuber group. We were ready to provide models and like overlays, stream like everything. Like I was ready to give not necessarily lectures but like lessons on how to stream. Like I tried to be a manager of a small group.
Yeah.
I did manage somehow, but long story short, all I'm gonna say is I think Turkish people aren't fit for VTubing yet because they're kind of not. Yeah, they're just not ready. I don't want to use strong words. I got select words for them, but I don't want to use it.
Yeah,
There's a
because
lot of backstabbing, gossip. Even doxing, like even doxing has happened.
Really, like
There was
that
almost a
early
lawsuit.
into like the existence of that community.
Yeah, dude, there was like 15 VTubers in total in Turkey. Some were like absolutely irrelevant. I'm not saying it just to shit on them, by the way. Like they were not really getting watched, and they were like targeted, gifted subscriptions just to flex on each other. They were like gang wars, basically. They were like trying to form cliques, like a high school kid. Yeah, it didn't go well. It just imploded on itself.
Yeah, like
And
those things happen with like other communities, but like from what I'm hearing, like it happened like almost immediately over there.
it took about 1 to 2 years. That's when I was streaming in Turkish as well. Like
Okay,
I was trying to promote VTubing in the
like
best light as possible because
like for a Turkish audience.
yeah, for the Turkish audience because there's a big prejudice. Holy shit, I can't talk. Prejudice against like anime related stuff, right?
Over there in Turkey?
In the whole world, like there's a big prejudice still, even though in overseas or like America or Europe, whatever, people are more used to anime
Yeah.
related content.
Yeah, like so
But
over there it's
especially
not
in
that
Turkey,
popular.
yeah, yeah, it is popular. There's a audience that enjoys anime, that enjoys like Japanese media.
But
But the thing is,
it's
like,
not like mainstream over there.
it's not mainstream, and it's like especially hated because it's deemed childish, it's deemed creepy, it's deemed like your general Twitter brain.
Oh, okay,
That's all I'm
okay.
gonna say. Yeah, it's just deemed creepy. So I try to show them in the best light, but it didn't work that well. People will call you like names. People will people would imply that you're something else.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I can already
I
think of
had
the
a
word.
Yeah, and one funny experience I had was pretty big. Like I'm talking about 300, 400K subscriber YouTuber even called me schizophrenic over me being a VTuber because apparently puppeteering an avatar is apparently like a mental illness. And it still continues. I still get hate comments from like Turkish kids saying like you're schizophrenic, you need to be locked up, you're weird, you're creepy. It's horrible in
Uh,
here. That's all I'm gonna say.
I can
It's
only
horrible
assume
in here.
a lot of your more positive audience is from the English speaking side of the world.
For me, most of my ever since I switched to streaming in English, I basically said like, you guys genuinely do not deserve VTubing. Like you guys do not deserve this kind of entertainment. Since I switched to streaming in English, my experience has been really great. I'm not gonna lie, it's been great. Even the like, this is gonna sound maybe weird, but even this interaction I'm having with you right now, it's pretty like I'm having fun. And that's why I started streaming as well. Like the sole reason I started streaming was just to have fun, just chill around, make friends, talk, play games, whatever. Yeah,
Uh,
streaming in English has been easier and more fun.
yeah, I'm glad I could provide even a little bit of fun for you. Like
I
with Turkish VTubing, because a lot of the VTubers I follow are like America, they're like the UK. I think like one. No. Just the UK, just the UK. Like England,
Yep.
Ireland, Scotland, and a lot of Southeast Asia. Like
Mhm.
there's one. I actually don't remember. I remember which country, but like uh Vietnam, Philippines. Oh, Philippines. There's a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
Filipino
there's a lot
streamers.
of VTubers. Yeah. Filipinos have a crazy VTubing culture, as big as almost Japanese people,
Yeah.
and idol culture and all.
I know I follow and regularly watch like a small handful of Filipino VTubers and a
Yeah,
small
they're
handful
chill.
of Australian streamers as well.
Aussies are fun as well.
Mm-hmm.
I never come across an Aussie streamer myself, a VTuber especially. I guess I wasn't maybe looking for it, or maybe the accent wasn't obvious. Yeah, I don't really focus on VTubers' nationality because that's unless they're like putting it as their type of personality or like type of content.
Yeah, like, unless it's like
Uh,
perfectly obvious.
but
Oh, they're from here.
Yeah.
Like I follow a small handful of Australian streamers, and it's hard to watch them entirely because of the time zone. In the past, it
Yeah, time
was
zones suck.
relatively easy to watch them because I was up all night. But nowadays, I'm up during the day, so difficult to watch.
Time zones do suck.
But
One of the main reasons I don't collab often for the past year or so is the time zones. I have
yeah,
a few
yeah,
friends who stream at like 6, 7 a.m. where I live, which is like,
Mhm.
okay,
And like right now, even it's 11 p.m. for you, right?
yeah, it's 11 p.m. right now.
Yeah, like
It's such a bad time zone, man.
so are there any what about like neighboring countries? Is VTubing a thing in what's next to Turkey?
I think it kind of picked off on at Greece, maybe. Some Balkan countries. I've seen my fair share of Balkan YouTubers that stream on like Balkan countries. I have no idea what's going around the neighboring Middle East. I
Hmm.
don't think there's a lot of Middle Eastern YouTubers.
Yeah, I
Mm,
personally haven't heard or found
Yeah,
any.
there was one guy who was like Arabic. I don't know what exact nationality he was. He used to do like Quran recitments on
Really?
stream like every Friday. It was kind of cool. One of his clips, like 3, 4 years ago, one of his clips popped off where he would like get emotional and cry. It was like an what was it called in English? Imam, I think. I don't know. It was
Any?
like Imam, which is like basically the priest of Islam. He was like crying, reading the Quran, reciting Quran, whatever. That kind of popped off. Then I don't know what's happened to him.
Oh, that he
Yeah, the neighboring
really
countries don't
passionate
have
about it.
that.
Sounds
Yeah,
like.
he was really passionate about it. Everyone must what's the word? Aspire to be a spiritual man like that. Not gonna lie, he's happy.
Yeah, although I imagine I'm not gonna talk about it so much, but like with a lot of stuff going on in that part of the world, probably not a lot of time to be a VTuber.
Yeah, they don't have much time to be doing that stuff or opportunity, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. Hold
Now,
on, I get a cough.
you mentioned about I think you said like 2 years that
2 years for what?
for like Turkish VTubing was a thing.
Yeah,
So when you started, how long ago was that?
it was around 4 years ago,
Oh, so
4.5.
you've been a VTuber for about 4 years now then.
Yeah. I know it's shocking. Still being like a small channel after 4 years.
Uh,
Well, changing the what's the word? Community or like the intended audience is probably one of the main reasons.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fine with that.
I can imagine that being a bit of a struggle. Like, I can imagine, like, I'm an English speaking VTuber in the U.S. So I
Yep.
have a like by default I have a reach in the U.S.
Yeah.
And when with you having a reach would be a lot difficult because you're trying to go outside of Turkey.
Yeah, exactly. Like since my channel like is located in Turkey, I don't think like it's being recommended as much. And like Twitch doesn't recommend smaller channels anyways.
Yeah,
So it's
it's
not
very
necessarily
difficult.
good.
It can be very difficult to have like just appear in the recommended on Twitch.
Yeah, you just gotta grind out content on like YouTube, TikTok for short form content,
Yeah,
vlogs
I
maybe.
haven't I like the TikTok is a very good platform to like use to advertise like your YouTube or your Twitch. I haven't touched it at all.
Yeah. TikTok is really rewarding. I think it's like currently social media wise, it's the most rewarding content creator platform solely because TikTok does this thing. No matter who you are, you can be the best person alive, you can be the worst person alive, you can either be really talented or really talentless. TikTok's algorithm is like hard coded into basically showcasing every kind of people the second they open their accounts. You can try it right now. Like you don't have to do your VTuber content. You can do like a pseudo content or like an under a pseudonym. You can try making like a very lame content, and the first few videos of yours will be liked a lot. And if you manage to keep that up, the same type of content or evolve that content, It will only go up from there, and it starts with like it boosts you a lot in regards to like in comparison to Twitch or YouTube. If you drop making videos on YouTube for a day or so, if you don't upload daily, your channel just dies, like flatlines.
Yes,
Same with
especially
Twitch.
like especially if you're like someone who like consistently uploads day to day. Missing a day can be very detrimental.
Yeah, but YouTube has a very toxic what was it called? Reinforcement, like reinforcing rewarding algorithm, because it basically asks you to outperform yourself every time. So if you upload once a day, I mean once a week, it will ask you to upload once every 6 days and make the video longer.
Yeah,
Next time it will ask you for every 5 days and so on.
yeah, it used to really reward like uploading more and more.
But if you got an editor or you got the will or the energy and the time, which I'm waiting for, by the way, I'm currently studying, but after I graduate, I'm gonna crank out content just for that because I'm
Nice,
familiar with YouTube.
nice.
It does reward you, like it does show you to other people, even if they don't watch you or they don't interact with your type of media.
Yeah, because I see other VTubers they'll just occasionally upload a video on TikTok, and like very often that one clip will just explode like more
Yeah,
than what
yeah.
they would normally expect.
I like that part of TikTok because it drip feeds you various types of content to test you, basically, like test every type of user.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, like I have no idea what horse farming is, but even still, like TikTok occasionally shows me content about horses, which why I have no idea what, like how to look after horses, what's a good horse, what's a bad horse, whatever, right? But it still gives me horse content.
I went to a horse race once.
Yeah, it will eventually show you horse content too. My mom even made fun of me. Like I was trying to show her one video, I was scrolling, and she said like, "Why do you have so much horse related videos on your TikTok?" And I was like, "I don't know." It does do that sometimes,
Maybe
but I
that
appreciate
maybe
that.
it horse farming like an odd way to call it horse farming, but it is are horses popular over there in Turkey?
Yeah. Like we have a culture of horses, sure, but it's not necessarily a popular thing.
Hmm.
I think it's like a local algorithm
Yeah, I imagine
kind of.
it's that.
I don't think that's the case because yeah, we have horses, but the best type of horse interaction we have in here is like mostly tourism based instead of like regular use or like any farm utility, whatever.
Yeah, like you
And
don't get like cowboys over there. I don't think.
nah, we don't. The only time they are utilized is for tourism, and they are pretty mistreated
Hmm.
in the islands because they were like underfed, overworked, whatever. There was a controversy about that
That type of
in
deal.
the yeah, but it's not necessarily like it's not a popular thing. So I don't think it's a oh shit, sorry. It's not related to the geological location. I'm assuming. I
With
was just giving an example.
with the horse, do you get videos of like people cleaning the hooves and like clipping the nails on them?
On YouTube, I do. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
I used to
YouTube is selling information.
I used to watch those videos like all the time. Like
Yeah,
not just for horses, cows, goats. Just people just
yeah, yeah,
trimming
yeah.
their hooves, make them feel
Yeah,
nice.
abscess hooves and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's like watching a surgery video. Yeah, it's interesting. It's morbid curiosity.
Yeah. Now,
It's pretty educative though.
yeah.
Like it teaches you stuff.
Mm-hmm. Back to you.
Yep.
When
Okay.
you started for 4 years ago, were you already like I can only assume you're already watching VTubers. Were there
I
any ones
was
who
that.
like directly motivated you to start?
I was normally dabbling into Hololive. I was a huge fan of Hololive. One of my friends DM'd me. I was trying to start off as a VTuber during that time. I was like, yeah, bro. For me, the thing was, for the past 10 years, I've been doing various types of content, both from YouTube content, Facebook content. I had like many meme pages. I did commentary channel stuff, whatever in my past.
Really, you got a commentary
I,
channel
I
floating around?
Not now. Most of the videos are either privated or deleted right
Okay.
now. I don't use that anymore. I had like a fair amount of fame back then. I was kind of a trendsetter, a local trendsetter, I would say, or like
Really?
localizing popular memes. Like that was my what's it called? That was one of my talents, basically.
Did you just
That's
translate them to Turkish or
not necessarily translating, but localizing or like finding something equal to that, or how can I like make this relate? How can I make this trend relatable to Turkish people,
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing. So I had a nick for that, or whatever that's called.
A
I love
niche.
content creation mostly. When I first saw the VTubing stuff, I was like, yeah, I can make a lore, I can make a webtoon, web novel, whatever you want to call it. I like even if I grow big, I can even make an anime because I would love to see my creations like be animated, be written, drawn, whatever. And I'm like a pretty artistic person myself.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of your art. It's pretty good. It's really good.
Yeah, we're getting there. I'm not necessarily very well versed in art as of now because I never did digital stuff, but I'm good at editing and stuff. I don't have time currently, but yeah, I'll try to improve. Like as I was saying, like I had this thing of basically trend setting in Turkey with various like popularity or feedback. Sometimes there was a horrible incident where hold on. I can't say it, like I can't tell this story without laughing, but it's so absurd, I would say. I once made a meme, which was basically a comparison, like a sarcastic comparison meme of like one well-respected, very old artist, a singer, whatever, and like in comparing it to some new age artist which doesn't have a much talents, which is basically like a plant an industry plant.
Okay,
So
okay,
I made a
okay.
meme similar to that, comparing one very well respected artist and one industry plant artist. Both were singers, whatever, and it was like sarcastic and kind of demeaning towards the well respected artist, but it was in a soft like the joke was obvious, right?
Hmm.
It was obvious. One person on Facebook, this happened on Facebook. One person stole that meme and basically just made it like straight up disrespectful. There
Oh,
was no
really?
irony. There was no nuance to that. I'm gonna make a example. For instance, like X girl singer donates money to charities. Y guy singer like tells his fans to drink alcohol or cut themselves, which is like arabesque songs, and like there's a not nearly emo, but this sort of emotional dark themed songs genre, which is really famous in Turkey. Like I think it's called arabesque still in English. Anyways, I was doing that, and the dude stole and photoshopped it over it. Basically said like he's ugly, he doesn't wash, he's stupid, he's uneducated. Like that was like he switched the captions to that,
Oh, wow.
and he got arrested by what was it, national arts protection something something.
You got arrested?
Yeah, he got arrested for basically like disrespecting a very respected dead artist
Okay.
just because of that.
Yeah,
So
like
yeah, I want
you guys don't have like protections against that.
yeah, for some stuff, yeah. Even though law is kind of skewed in Turkey, like it's kind of a toy at this point. But
Hmm.
there are when it comes to like moral stuff, like morality, we're kind of strong as a
Like the laws really
race, I guess.
enforced in that department.
Yeah, yeah, yep, enforced. Sorry, I can't sometimes pick words because I'm thinking both in Turkish and English at the same time, trying to
Yeah,
recollect my
you gotta load into English mode
yeah, because I'm trying to recollect like Turkish memories, right?
and
I'm
translate them
used
into
to
English.
yeah. So yeah, I was watching VTubers a lot. I'm going back to the question because I derailed it a little bit. Apologies for
Yeah,
that.
no worries.
I was watching VTubers a lot. I think my first VTuber clip was either from Hoshimati Suisei, the singer from Hololive, or Tsunomaki Watame, which I still love to this day, the sheep lady. I love them all. I still adore like almost all Hololive VTubers. I'm still a big fan. I don't have any merch or anything, but yeah, as I was watching, I was like looking up how can I be a VTuber? Like how does a VTuber model work and stuff. Back then, like 4 years ago, there wasn't even any YouTube videos or any resources on how to do rigging or like what makes a VTuber model, what
Yeah,
apps do.
it was still like early in its infancy back then.
It was only like made for like corporates like Hololive or
Yeah,
VG
it was
Sanji
like
or whatever.
before like VTube
They
Studio.
yeah they use their own applications and whatnot. There was no YouTube Studio, VBridger, whatever. So we found this one dude who was like, what was it? I think he's still working in a very famous rigger company. We found that guy's videos, but even back then it was like his videos were pretty skewed and it wasn't really education, but it was more of a workflow videos. We tried to decipher that back when we met with my ex,
And then were these like
watching that like
were these in English, in Japanese, or?
it was in English.
Okay, okay.
We had other resources. There was one lady, there was one Indian lady. She was Indian, I guess. I might be wrong. I don't remember her name. She did try to make the tutorial, but it was kind of undecipherable because I guess in order to protect her own art, I'm assuming right now, protect her own art, she didn't give info about layering the model. You know how VTuber models have like thousands of layers.
Yeah,
She didn't give any info,
the
and
hair,
she
the
just
eyes,
tries to
all that.
like, yeah, gloss it over and tries to explain it like that, which is basically impossible because how would I know what to deform or what to connect, whatever, like what to add to what if I don't know what layers are or what layer here hierarchy is?
Yeah.
So we dropped that and we found yeah, I remember that Brian Tsui was his name. He's still a very yeah, he works for Iron Vertex. We used his videos 4 years ago. And started from there. I forgot what I was going to say, but it's okay. I think I gave my answer.
Yeah, that's basically how you started. Essentially, you had to decipher these workflow videos to like really like piece it all together.
Yeah. We were taking notes as if we were like listening to a college teacher. You know how you get those like college teachers who don't give their lectures as if they're teaching, but more like just having a casual conversation with a peer, basically.
Oh,
So
like
we gotta write everything down and like decipher what they were trying to teach. That's what we did. Like noting everything down. How did he do this? There's no answer, but we gotta figure it out somehow. So we played around a little bit with the demo, the demo trial of Live 2D. I did one model. It did work, but it was pretty janky. She did one model. It did also work. It was pretty janky. We tried to update it right after it before even start streaming because it was like really bad, really awful. The art, everything. We didn't even know what to layer what like properly.
and
So yeah, we worked like that.
from there, how did you come to your current model?
I'm gonna be honest. Most of the time, my ex did most of the rigging and art. I was just giving ideas or like trying to help as best as I
Yeah,
can.
so
Like
you came
give
up with the ideas.
yeah ideas like clothing designs, basic sketches, whatnot. We were basically like instead of being like in a relationship, we were mostly like being co-workers, which was our initial intention as well. Like we met to do basically like meet up to see like what can we do about VTubing and whatnot. Then it went from there. I'm kind of glad we learned about rigging and whatnot, like VTubing. I don't want to really talk about my ex on here because
Yeah.
it's kind
Th- th-
of distressing for me.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
I'm glad I gained experience because now I'm pretty self-sufficient. I don't have to either rely on someone and feel bad about it. I don't have to commission anyone and lose money. And even if I was even if I was filthy rich, international transactions are basically banned in Turkey. Like I
Oh,
don't have
really?
PayPal. I don't have. Yeah, we don't. PayPal is banned.
Like
Stripe is, I think, gonna be banned.
you can't
You
pay or be paid like
nah, we
internationally.
can't.
Okay.
You can't. There are some workarounds which are borderline illegal, or even if they're not illegal, it's like either way too confusing or way too much work to the point you would just say like I wanted to buy merch from a game I loved, and the workaround for that was because they were in what was it, Ireland or something. The workaround to get buy that, even if I had the money, was so long. I just straight up just scanned the image of the shirt I wanted and just fucking did it myself, like an off-brand
Oh,
shirt of
because
it.
for like stuff like merch, so you can't even like buy like merchandise, like
Yeah,
imports.
most of the time you can't. And even if you manage to import something legally, that is like if with no workarounds, even if you manage to import something, imagine I buy something for like $100. After the import fees and like foreign whatever fees, like there's like 10 different taxes every time you import something.
Oh wow,
And if you buy something for like, for instance, $100, you will pay at least $250 in return.
wow. So
Like
they
100,
really
like
they really don't want you to buy internationally.
yeah, they hate it.
Did
And you
they-
have to buy like one or two of the same product to the government itself. That's how taxing works, I guess.
it, is there a market for like bootleg VTuber merch?
We used to do bootleg VTuber merch.
Really, really?
Oh no, my bad. I misunderstood. There's no. I didn't never bootleg another VTubers merch, but we did do our own merch. We used to do Dakimakuras,
Yeah,
body
merch
pillows.
for yourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay,
ourselves.
okay.
I don't think there's a market for bootleg VTuber merch or any anime related merch because there are still some Japanese websites. I guess the government hasn't picked up on yet. So you
Oh,
can
okay,
buy some like so you can occasionally buy some Veep stuff on certain websites or
okay.
like secondhand stuff,
But for the most part,
which most
for the most part, it's incredibly difficult to get
yeah,
just stuff.
it's just a hassle. It's just a hassle to the point like you don't want it anymore. You don't get that dopamine rush. It just becomes a hassle. Like why am I even doing this? Even if I have the money, I gotta do all of this to buy something.
And you
Like it's
can't
not worth it.
even sell either, right? Like if you have merch, you cannot sell it internationally.
Um, as an individual, uh, I could probably, but it will be either really pricey. Like if I, for instance, sold, you know how some VTubers sell like insanely overpriced merch,
Hmm.
like the production value is like $10, but they would sell that 45. But that would be their gained money, right? That would be the money. The extra 35 would be their money at their pockets or the distributors, like half and half.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, if I try to sell merch overseas, I would like if the production value would be like $10, I would have to at least put like 40, $50 for it and ship it myself, and I would almost gain nothing from it.
Yeah, because yeah, there's a production and then now shipping fees on top of that, and then I
Yeah.
imagine export fees.
Yeah, export fees, shipping fees, the like even if you sell like my mom does her job holy shit, wait. My parents used to do a job of like exporting what's the word for it, textiles basically overseas.
Okay.
And even if you sell it at like even if it's like 100 200 grams of like just fabric or scarf whatever, unless you what's it, vacuum seal it so it's like as tiny as possible, even then you get like a lot of fees because of its size. Like
Hmm.
you have to like be able to sell merch that's like a few nanometers or whatever in order to like pay no fees at all. Like there's a really stupid size fees, and it's like wild. I don't know the exact price as of now because they keep changing it. By changing it, I mean upping it. Like it gets bigger and bigger. I can't even sell like 1 square foot of a box or maybe something like that.
Like
You know what I
you
mean?
you couldn't get like any like buttons or pins out. And
Yeah, not even buttons and pins. True. it's just pricey. Like I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
not gaining any money off of selling merch. I would love to sell merch if people wanted
Like
it.
even if you're breaking even and not making any profit, it's still like very
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah, it is expensive. Like I will be getting no profit, and it will be expensive. So I would still feel bad
Mm-hmm.
about like basically scamming viewers because I live in Turkey and I have to like basically oversell my stuff overpriced so I can just basically ship it to them.
Yeah.
And that would feel awful for me. Maybe I'll do it in the future or find a workaround for it. There probably is a workaround, but as an individual, it's pretty hard. Maybe if you like open a company, like an individual company, that might be easier. I think Turkey supports companies in that way, in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is money and time.
Yeah. So went a bit of a tangent there. I even forgot how we went into that tangent. But back to your model. Why did you go with the succubus femboy maid design?
Um, when I first started thinking about the design, like when I first got the idea of I want to be a VTuber, I knew the first thing, like the first idea that came to my mind, and I was like 100% certain of it. I knew I had to be an incubus. One, because there was no incubus VTubers. Like there was mostly there was like succubus VTubers. They were all women, or like even if they were guys, they would do like they would be like use a female model and
Mm-hmm.
go with succubus instead, which is okay by me. But I knew I had to be an incubus because one thing about me is like my personal life. I have a condition, like a hormonal imbalance situation, which makes me hypersexual, basically.
Really?
So it's yeah, I'm hypersexual, and on top of that, I have the testosterone levels of basically a caveman who's supposed to be like going around hunting down wooled mammoths. Like I have over like what 8, 10 times more testosterone than a regular person, regular male. So yeah, it was kind of like a coping mechanism and also like my kind of identity within it because I knew if I did an incubus model, I think it would kind of help me as well, like to kind of cope with it. Because being hypersexual comes with not just being horny like all the time. I'm not talking about yeah, I'm
Yeah,
horny.
because if it's from like a
The
hormone condition, then it's more than just like being horny.
it's not just being horny, like you get irritated easily. You're kind of like all over the place sometimes.
Would it be
It's
similar to like bipolar?
it is kind of like that, yeah. It is kind of similar to that, but there are differences obviously.
Mm-hmm.
There's like your health is also gets affected by that differently. You get like not necessarily for my case, but you get more body hair. You get like you store muscle and fat weirdly. Like I don't have that bad of a body as of now, but yeah, like I knew I had to be an incubus, and I thought of like at that very second I was thinking about the VTuber design. Like what would I be? The first idea was I need to be an incubus VTuber, and the second thought was the lore itself. Like I had a what's it called, a light bulb moment. I was like, yeah, I gotta do a lore like this, which is like basically a fictionalized version of my life and troubles. Obviously, there are some aspects who have been like exaggerated
Yeah.
within the lore. But yeah, I thought it would be like, how can I sell this? Like, how can I make this entertaining or interesting? That was the idea I came up with, like about myself, like my basically putting my negatives, making my negatives into a positive and into a coping mechanism. The design I'm with right now with the nun outfit, the Victorian era was it called blazer? No, it was blouse. It's a Victorian era blouse mixed with a latex pants with a lot of bells.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Definitely.
was from like back then 2 years ago or so. I found an artist. I don't really remember their name right now, and I don't want to give a wrong name because that might be offensive or something. They had an OC back then. I was just using a before this model. I was just using a model with like tattered clothes. basically tattered clothes, tattered hoodie. It was like sewn up together, and a regular pants. Regular pants. The only thing we did for the design wise, the only thing I did design was that wouldn't be like either canon or like logical, I guess, would be like I would put on like really expensive shoes, like designer shoes, at the end of it, and that was just fun. Like that looked cool in my eyes. But besides that, I normally had that tattered clothes. After that, I was like, I wanted to do a bit more like religious themes, not really necessarily religious, but
Like that, like aesthetic design.
yeah, aesthetic, like the motif or
Yeah.
of religion, because the lore itself I thought about also had like religion, like there would be a lot of both from the Bible and the Quran. Like there, I'm not necessarily a religious person, but I love reading and learning about religions myself, and I'm kind of what's the word, enamored by the story of religions and whatnot, and the like writing of it and the themes and whatever. So I was like, yeah, I wanted to do a religious theme, but I also want to make it in my style. Like that would be not this necessarily directly offensive, just for the sake of being offensive. And I wouldn't want it to be a bastardized version of like some religion's normal wear. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do something Christian themed or like yeah, Christian themed, but I also want to make it like give it a Victorian era look to it. So I went with the blouse. I was like, so what if I do the black? Well, I don't know what that's called. The black top, I'm gonna say, sitting on
Uh,
top of the blouse.
yeah, the one with the crosses on. I forget what those are
Yeah,
called.
yeah, I'm same. It was just it's on the tip of my tongue, but I don't remember it. So yeah, I went with that. I said like, yeah, let's do embroidery crosses on it. So we went with rose because my surname is Kurobara, which is basically black rose.
Okay.
We went with like frills and stuff, and I said like, yeah, this looks gothic as fuck. I guess to make it even more gothic and maybe a little bit flashy and a tiny bit of fan service, because every time I designed a model, I was thinking of like what do I want, but also I was thinking at the same time I was thinking of what would people want. Like I tried to play a bit into the meta, right? You know,
Yeah, yeah,
it's basically a given in the VTuber community. You gotta be a little bit like revealing or a
yeah.
little bit attractive or
A little
sexy.
bit, a little lewd.
Yeah, so I gave it a, since I'm already a femboy, I gave it like huge hips with really nice pants, which I still love to this day. I love pants. I love black latex pants, and like a lot of belts going around those pants.
Yeah,
So
it's
that was my inspiration.
with all the belts. It's very Kingdom Hearts looking.
Yeah, yeah. In actuality, the belts, both on the top, the blouse, and the pants, were from like I was thinking of either like we did the pants, it was latex pants, but it was looking plain. We did the blouse, we did the embroidered stuff on top of it. I was like, yeah, this is good, but I'm missing something. So this is gonna be funny. I was looking at porn on Twitter, just scrolling through porn casually, and I saw basically a kink page, a BDSM kink page, and there was this one dude who was like shackled by belts everywhere. I was like, yo, this shit is cool. I need to add this to my model.
Nice.
So I went with that. I was like, yeah, fucking latex belts, bro. It's cool.
Yeah.
Although I gotta admit, I'm not 100% satisfied with my model. I still struggle with character design, even though I designed a lot. Like I'm not
Are there
really.
any like things you want to remove, add, or change?
I want to be able to make the hair a bit less stuffy while also keeping the overall vibe of it.
So like
Like
a
I don't,
shorter hair? Would you say?
not necessarily shorter. Like how do I explain this?
Like not as
I think
voluminous?
I am one of the VTubers who has the most hair. Like in the entire VTubing community, I have a lot of hair. Because the main idea was I wanted long hair with like split front and the ahoge on top, like a very unique ahoge on top. But
Yeah, like
also
that double hoagie you
along
got.
yeah, alongside with that, I wanted like messy hair. So we try to make it look really messy. It does look messy, but it's huge. My head looks huge, like to the point my ears don't show. I have earrings under there, and it doesn't show. So I want to like maybe give myself a trim, or maybe change the hairstyle a little bit. I've been sketching some ideas and like
Okay, okay.
collecting feedback from people, and on top of that, maybe like not flesh out, but simplify the overall detail. Because even for me and for others, even if I ask for like, even if I want the commission art, people doesn't want to draw it. Even if I join a giveaway and win, people don't want to draw it because it's so complicated.
Yeah.
Even if I try to join it, like even if I try to draw myself, I give up halfway or draw myself with a hoodie or whatever, because it's too complicated. Not necessarily it looks bad, but I want to be able to both enjoy the same look without having people to like basically give a homework or like a whole ordeal to the point
Yeah.
like they try drawing it.
Like in terms of complex designs, I can think about two who have had on interviews before, being Shishizan and Sab Houndorable. Both of their designs are very complex. Like
Yeah, I think like
with
yeah,
Shishizan, he's a big muscular Asura's Wrath inspired lion man, and it's got a
yeah,
whole lot going on, like design
yeah.
wise.
That's a really. I think it's because of like I'm gonna say this. How do I word this? I think there's a VTuber design inflation happening within the community, which is basically a piss race amongst like either artists or riggers on who can make the most complex model. It was my initial idea too. I was like, yeah, these VTubers suck, bro. Like, like most of these VTuber designs are really simple. Why would they do that? Like, we can make our own models. So we're gonna make it as complex as possible. I have like what 20, 30 toggles just built into the model. And on top of that, I got multiple like toggles I made just in VTube Studio as well. Like it's cool. It's really cool overall, but it gets too much. And I
Yeah,
think it happens more and more often. I saw a VTuber, I don't really remember her name. She had a really gorgeous design, like beautiful hair. She had like crystals flowing all around her. She had a really beautiful dress, which had like embroidery in it. Tiny details everywhere. But I wanted to draw her because I was like, I literally fell in love with her design. But I was like, bro, how the fuck am I gonna draw this? There's like at least 100 hours of work just for a very simple sketch. If I wanted to make it like accurate,
yeah,
because there's a like a inflation, like a design inflation happening within the VTuber community. So yeah, I realized that about a year ago or so. So I'm trying to work on it. I'm gonna make a more recognizable, a simple, but also like good looking model with the same vibes. Or maybe I would go with another clothing design.
yeah.
I'm not sure
Like
about it yet.
I myself am a rather lazy artist. Like you see my design, it's just a cartoon pig with a shirt.
Yeah,
Like
I think you can add on to it and make it more unique.
I got the yellow blazer. I got the black shirt variant where it just says pig video games. Like
And it can work.
I think like what would I even add to my design?
I think like there's a thing that I believe. Like I know I'm not a famous VTuber myself, but I'm pretty sure, like I'm pretty confident with my managing or like what's the word? Understanding trends or like designing stuff. Like I can lecture people about what they can do good, and if they listen to my tips and tricks, whatever, like what I say about them, they will get good results. I just can't apply to them apply those to myself because of like personal struggles and whatnot. But the thing I want to say is like there's a really important thing about VTuber designs, which is having either a recognizable thing like an object, something on your model, or what's the word? A mascot. I had a pretty lazy mascot, which was a Turkish meme, but it was pretty unique and it was really eye catching. Like if you ever wanted to like improve your design, you could come up with a mascot, either for your like fans or for yourself. Like maybe I'm just
Yeah, I've
not
seen a lot
bullshitting,
of
but like
I've seen a lot of VTuber like mascots. Like I mentioned her earlier again. Sab Houndor, but she has a snake. mascot,
Yeah,
and a
it has
couple of
it
others
has to
have
be
like
like a
a have like a essentially a VTuber for their like IRL pets. Like this one VTuber, she has a I forget, I don't even remember the design. She has like a little goblin thing designed as a
yeah.
stream pet, but it's based off her actual dog.
I'm not really talking about like stream pets. It's gotta be like a caricature, like a very simple caricature of of a creature, of a silly little fella that you can like use it as merch basically.
Yeah, yeah,
People do that a lot. Like they try to both for model like model designing and for like a mascot or a logo designing. They try to first off fumoify it. Do you know
yeah, yeah.
like
Those
Toho fumo? Yeah,
yeah, those little
dollifying
pillows.
a bit. Yeah, yeah. They try to dollify the design, and if it looks good as a doll, like a simplified, marketable plushie, that means your design is good when added like small details without much change.
Mm-hmm.
Same goes with like mascots and all that. That's like a very that's basically a golden rule I've been taking notes on. I sometimes like observe the whole VTuber community and see what design or what VTuber does well, just like visually, like model wise and whatnot. And I take notes on it, and that's one of the main things I noticed amongst all VTubers, having a nice mascot as one, like nice, recognizable, and very simple mascot to the point like you can make a Wojak out of it, or a meme out of it, or anything, like very simple memes that can basically express any kind of feeling
Mm-hmm.
or thought, and plushify, like marketable plushify your model. And if it works as a plushie, it works as a design. Those are the two main rules I follow.
Okay. So going back to you, as a VTuber, you said you got in because you wanted to like just make friends, hang out, interact with people. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
I yearn for content creation. Since I was a child, I yearn for content
okay. So
creation.
you wanted to be a content creator. I guess you already were before you started VTubing.
Yep. I even had like before even I had like an official channel or whatever, or like any kind of Facebook platform, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I only joined Twitter on when I started VTubing. But even when I was a child with my fucking diapers on my ass, I was making like Nerf gun reviews, like
Oh,
Nerf
really?
gun review videos. And funnily enough, even back then, I was still a trendsetter because I started like a tiny culture slash community of like Nerf gun fans who will like start reviewing videos. That video still has like hundreds of thousands of views, like
Oh, those
200.
those Nerf gun reviews are still up.
Yeah, I think my dad privated it because some people started like shit talking about it years later.
Oh,
Like
really?
while I was 18, I was getting hate under the comments. I think because my
From
dad
a video
uploaded it
when you
on
were
his.
like 5.
Yeah, I was like what 5'8", something like that. I was like reviewing Nerf Volcan, which I think stopped producing. I was a big fan of collecting those stuff.
So
I don't remember the model exactly. What? Yeah,
so do you have any goals as a VTuber?
one thing, make my own model again, but completely by myself without taking any feedback or any assist of any from anyone, and actually make it like really versatile. And two, make it start doing the webtoon because I really want to make a story. Like
Oh,
I want to
nice.
do fan art. I want to do not fan art, but like self art. I want to do edgy art, like and sexy art. Like I want to do aesthetic stuff, but make it revolve around the lore that I've been basically writing down, taking notes of, and like creating in my head. I have like a basically a template of what the first few chapters of a webtoon would be of a Kaneko lore webtoon would be. I want to make a webtoon. One of the main things I want to do. I want to make friends, like actual friends. I'm not talking about networking. I'm not talking about like monetary gain or like popularity gain. I want to have friends like from different countries, different cultures, whatever. Because I really love meeting new people who are not similar to me at all, and want to get along with them. And yeah, besides that, like, I think getting a bit more bigger, bit more famous or recognized would be fine.
Like, would you want to see this as a job?
I would love to, yeah. Like as I said, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a content creator. But the sole reason was the only reason I did content was I never wanted to like have monetary earnings from it. I just wanted like it's kind of a clownish, like it's like kind of like a clown view. But like I just wanted people to be entertained or happy if when I do stuff. Like I wanted to give out few laughs at people. I want to keep people entertained, interested, whatever. Like I just wanted to make people's lives days better.
So
That's like
just pure entertainment.
yeah. I just wanted like my main focus is that yes, but it would be nice to be like a little bit self sufficient. Either like either uh, by living
Yeah,
expenses
if you could
and
live off it, that's a
yeah,
bonus. That'd be
that
great.
would be good, but yeah, that will be the dream. But I wouldn't really necessarily focus on like gaining money, like solely gaining money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's never that never my first focus.
Now,
It would only I would be happy if I managed to gain more, like if I managed to gain money and like be self sufficient, because I would be able to actually do what I want, how I want, and be able to potentially make more people happy. Like that would be what would make you happy, and I like that would be the ideal scenario.
okay. Now, can you see yourself still doing this into your 30s or say 40s? Like, would you? Is there like a cap on this time wise, where you change
I
into
don't
something
think like
else?
I think like entertainment industry is very volatile volatile, and I highly believe even if it's not called VTubing, there will be a lot of content creation in the future that will just be avatars or like 3D models and whatnot of just maybe regular people. I think like IRL content will die out in the future. But for me, I think I will like unless I have a very tough life or I make a really huge mistake because most people do till that age. Unless I make a very huge mistake or have a very tough life, I think I will keep doing content. Maybe one thing which would change is I will maybe stream less and maybe do more maybe webtoon still, like continue doing the webtoon or like do different types of media besides just live streaming, maybe more YouTube videos like the good old gameplay let's play channels,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. But I don't think I will be like getting cold feet or get bored of VTubing.
Yeah,
Maybe I would
it's a
like
definite
switch in do
it's a definite thing for you.
it is definite because I have fun doing it. It has like for me I never really what's the word, define myself within one thing. Like I'm really good at science stuff, I'm really good at like maths and whatever. I also study like forensic sciences myself, like so I'm good at literary stuff, and I'm also good like I have fun with artistic stuff as well. And VTubing seems to be the perfect medium for that because you gotta know some like coding, like not necessarily coding, but like you gotta know some technical stuff. You have to be able to do some semblance of artistic stuff, and you gotta be entertaining. I think it's the perfect medium for what I like to do in life, which is like improving myself in any way, shape, or form, like in all as much branches as possible.
That's really great. Now, there's this one question I completely forgot to ask. I'm assuming you
Yeah,
live
that's
with
right.
your parents.
Yeah, I live with my
Yeah.
parents.
Do they know you're a streamer?
They do know I'm a streamer. Yeah,
Okay. Did they know like what a VTuber is, or like are they aware like that much about what you're doing?
they vaguely know what a VTuber is. I think that like I think my dad is well versed in what a VTuber is, but he deems it like very stupid. Uh, he deems like a waste of time, waste of money, whatever. Even though I didn't spend even a penny in what I do. Yeah, he doesn't see it in a good light, but my mom like just vaguely knows it. Most of the time when she learned about VTubing, it was like mostly about drama related stuff, because
Oh,
I would
really?
talk to her about like, this stuff happened to me back when I was streaming in Turkish. This stuff happened. Like, what the fuck do I do to fix it? You know, because she's kind of a good spokesperson, I gotta say. So she would give me like ideas on how to like handle tough situations. But she has a tiny bit of negative views about VTubing as well. Not because VTubing itself is bad, but the people who VTube generally tend to be like horrible people.
So
You know,
she doesn't have she doesn't have a positive view because of what happened
yeah,
with the
what
drama.
happened, and not necessarily drama. Like, since a drama is not a drama anymore once it starts affecting you in real life and like stresses out your relatives, yourself, has negative effects. So I think it's pretty fair. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want anyone to be troubling my son or daughter over like some anime models. Who would want that? Like, who would want to see their child cry or like be stressed or like have any trouble, like any kind of trouble, or something that's supposed to be entertaining? So it's pretty natural to have a negative view on it.
So are
But
your parents supportive of you streaming?
they have been neutral about it. They always say like, do whatever you like, as long as you like don't do like get stupid, be a clown or whatever,
Yeah.
or do something. Like, as long as I'm a good person, I would say, like, I don't harm anyone else, I don't scam anyone else, I don't uh like lie, cheat, steal in general. They're in support of what I do,
Okay.
because they know I'm a person who likes to do like a lot of stuff, like branch out to a lot of stuff. They have been with me when I did YouTube. They have been with me when I had a meme page, and like, even in tough times, because after a certain point of growth, no matter what you do, like, you can be the like blandest content creator, and I'm talking about, like, I'm not talking about entertainment, but I'm like, you can do like a hobby, like you can have a puzzle solving hobby channel, right? And you would eventually, after a certain number of growth, there would be eventually some drama or something, or maybe that it was like that for my life. Hold on. Okay, my mouth dried out, so I had to stop talking for a second.
Drink some water.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have some water.
Now we are coming to that time here. Kaneko, is there anything you'd like to say to the audience?
I hope I didn't talk too much, or even if I talk too much, I hope I didn't go on like random tangents or bored any one of them. I hope I gave a good impression. I'm kind of awkward today, because I haven't been talking with anyone for a few months. Like, for a good few months, I've been
Yeah, this was
isolated.
like your first like
Yeah,
talking with
this
someone else for a while.
full-fledged full-fledged dialogue with someone else was this. Yeah, so I apologize for that. I apologize for like not coming up coming up with words I wanted to say. Yeah, besides that, I hope they like my visions, or they like, I sometimes, during the conversation we had, I gave some like tips and tricks, I guess you gotta say, you can say that, I think. I hope that helped someone if they're watching and like, I don't know, want to do VTubing or any sort of content creation, because it's something I'm really passionate about. And yeah, that's basically it. I don't know what else to say.
That's good. That's good.
I hope it has been pleasant. In short, it has been. I hope it has been pleasant, because it was pleasant for me.
It was for me as well.